Afternoon. Are you jumping on the media train? Do you know what's trending? Do you know what it is to be trending or when a topic is trending? I had a bit of a flick through the local newspaper today, just making sure this is straight. And it was interesting the topics that were popping up. So obviously for those of you that are based in Perth, hey Sean, thanks for tuning in. For those of you in Perth, hey Wayne, we have quite a few trending issues today. Obviously number one is sharks. We've had two blokes attacked by huge sharks in the southwest of the state. Two attacks in a couple of hours. So that is obviously something that is trending. We've also got a little bit about the live sheep trade still going on. Syria and Trump, and could this be, World War III? Russia's saying if you let off another bomb, we're going to get involved. And we also have Mother's Day coming up, which I wanted to talk about. And I did also see today on Sunrise that the Greens are also looking to legalise marijuana again, which is really interesting. So have you seen any other topics? Sean or Wayne, have you seen any topics trending today that you think, oh, that might be relevant to my business, I could comment on that, possibly that's an angle for my business? Let me know if you do. So let's have a little talk about Syria and Trump. America versus Russia, Syria. It's all a bit crazy. We've got, was it the US, the UK and France launching missiles last week, and now Russia's retaliating. You might be thinking as a business owner, where can I comment? How is this relevant to my business? Okay, you might be a leadership coach. You might be somebody who talks around, who helps people with presentation skills, running speeches. Conflict resolution would be beautiful. You might be somebody who specializes in personality types, and you might do tests that lead to personality types. So think of coaches, business coaches, and you could actually link that story into your business and what you do with your business, if that makes sense. So you could profile Trump and his personality, and also Putin and his personality, and go to the media and say, look, this is what we're looking at, these are the typical characteristics, and this is how it could play out. Now, if you make predictions or go out into the media and say this is going to happen or this isn't going to happen, it's okay. Nobody remembers if you get it wrong, but people remember if you get it right, and that can help elevate you and your status and your credibility. Okay, so that's a little bit around the US and Syria. Sheep trade, that was something that was trending last week. It's still in the newspaper today. You could be an animal rights activist, you might be running not-for-profit around saving animals. I know someone who's doing this out of Perth. You could be sitting on the board of one of these not-for-profits, these charities that helping save animals, and you could absolutely get your business, the non-for-profit name, out there off the back of these events and add in your opinion. Remember, controversial opinions are what the media love, so you could add weight to the debate that's going on by sharing your opinion. Sharks, well, you might be a surfer, you may be a business owner in Perth, well, anywhere in Australia really, who could also be interested in surfing. Wayne, is this you? Are you a surfer as well? Or Sean, let me know. So if you were engaged, if you did like surfing and you're a business owner, you might be talking about, the importance of surfing, your opinions on what is now going to become the next debate around dropping off the is it the shark drums off the coast? They're looking at doing that again. So there's obviously, hey Stu, I've got all the blokes in today. This is cool. Thanks for tuning in. So you could be looking at sharks and the debate around, do we do a shark cull? What happens if that was a child or two kids that were attacked yesterday because of school holidays? Would we responding differently? Wayne has said, no, but I love the beach and swim in the ocean a lot. Yeah, and how do you feel, Wayne, about these two attacks in a matter of hours? Thank goodness they weren't fatal ones. That would have been pretty horrific and tragic. Yep, so you could be talking about that as well. So I'm a surfer, I'm an avid lover of the ocean, and this is what I think about it, this is what we should be doing. And then you can help just to get your business and brand out there as well. You could be, I think we had a WA business that had come up with an invention or an innovation around shark-proof, or a little shark deterrents that go onto surfboards. Perfect time for them to get their message out there off the back of these attacks, because this is an example of something that's trending, so it's going to be in the WA news, and no doubt national news for a few days. So the guys that did this can easily jump on. And I'm pretty sure when we had a spate of attacks last year, these guys that came out and had actually said, we've got this new deterrent that can go into surfboards, I think they sold out of stock because they were on TV and interviewed, and boom, 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 off they went with their sales. Wayne says, very sad, do not believe in culling. Shark bands are meant to work well. Shark bands, that's it, Wayne. Beautiful. Rocky, hello, bro. Thanks for tuning in. Another bloke. This is so nice having the blokes on for a change. Not that there's anything wrong with the girls. It's just we've got the guys today. Yeah, so the shark bands could be absolutely great. So this is an example of what's trending. So we're seeing these topics come up, and all I've done today is had a really quick skim through the newspaper, and I watched Sunrise this morning, and these were the things that were coming up. So let's look at the Greens legalising marijuana, something that's up in the media again. I know they've spoken about it before, but this time it's a little bit different because we're also looking at the use of medicinal cannabis oil to help treat people with epilepsy and chronic pain and illness. So this time it makes the debate a little bit, I guess, higher. It brings it up higher because we've also got the other angle coming in. So that's really interesting, and this would be great if you were a business owner who was getting into, hey Abby, woohoo, first lady to tune in today. How's Queensland? Are you there yet? Yes, you're there now. It's Tuesday. Hope Queensland's beautiful. So looking at these things that are trendy and then thinking, is my business in this particular area or this niche? Could I comment? Hey, Kath, how's Margaret River? Thanks, Abby. And really just starting to hook into it, no pun intended with the sharks, and saying, can we comment? Because if you can comment, that's when the media want to hear you. That's when you can ring up Talkback Radio. That's when you can send something in. You can send something across to newspapers, TV, and say, this is my opinion, this is what I think, this is where I stand, this is what I'm passionate about, because the media are always looking for content. Always. Mother's Day is coming up as well, so that's something that I've seen a lot of media call-outs coming through over the last 2 weeks, and we're still, how many weeks away are we? 3 weeks away from Mother's Day. So looking for gift-giving ideas, alternative gifts. What's a great gift to give? How do we present a gift? What about if you're a mum who's lost her mum? What if you're a mum celebrating Mother's Day but you don't have your family around? What if you're a fly-out mum? There's all these opportunities where you can then tap into Mother's Day as a really broad subject, but bring your unique angle into it. Hey, Michelle, your unique spin and your area of expertise. You could also be doing Mother's Day on a budget. So tips for kids to buy Mother's Day on a budget, ethically sourced products for Mother's Day. You could be looking at doing extravagant Mother's Day, chemical-free Mother's Day gifts. Oh my gosh, it just goes on and on. And Abby has asked a question here. If a release, so a press release or a media release isn't taken up, try again with the same content or a different release content. Yeah, buy your mum some crypto, Abby. Absolutely. I mean, that's a beautiful... Hey, Iris. That's a beautiful, absolute beautiful angle for you to take, Abby, is here's a Mother's Day. Mother's Day's coming up. Have you thought about the gift of educating your mum around crypto and setting herself up for the future? That's a really great angle. Great one, Abby. So if the media don't respond to you when you've sent out a media request, it generally means they're not interested. And it would be your headline hasn't been strong enough, or it might have been competing against different things. So now the Commonwealth Games are finished, it's a great time for us to approach the media because they're not going, gung-ho about the Commonwealth Games or the debacle that the closing ceremony was. I guess that was something else that's been trending. If you're an events coordinator, you could absolutely comment around how they could have done that more effectively. But if you don't hear back from the media, it means, yes, try again. So can you use a slightly different angle? Have you got a different headline? Sometimes you can send out a bit of a beta test with the media, so you could use 2 different headlines but the same media release and see which one gets picked up, and that will certainly help you. Having a really great understanding of the media medium that you're sending it to, so is it TV, radio and print? What's the demographic that they're targeting? So is it what generation, age group, demographic? That will also help you when you are coming up with your headline. And, oh, hey, Steph, how you doing? Iris, you know, we've already spoken about Mother's Day, and I think this will be a really great time for you to get out there. I was having I had a 30-minute consult with Iris the other day. She is a florist and she teaches people about floristry. She's got her own little school, which is very exciting. And I said to her, a nice angle could be around Mother's Day and the history. So what is it with chrysanthemums? Why historically do we use that flower? Do we see that flower in the supermarkets? Because I've always seen it and I have no idea why. So that could be a great tip to send to the media. Or you could say, excuse me, 5 flowers to try instead of, you know, using a chrysanthemum. I have to slow down when I say that because I don't want to trip up on chrysanthemum. Does that make sense? Any questions? Throw some questions at me. Steph, we've already had a bit of a chat about gut health and how that is something that's absolutely trending in the media. We're seeing more and more of that. I'm listening to that come up on podcasts, even business podcasts, because it's something that is really important, and mainstream medicine and mainstream health is actually turning now to the importance of gut health. So you could get that out there. Absolutely. Top 5 tips to a healthy gut as we come into winter. You'll see a lot of, there'll be a lot of interest in the media, and, you know, typically in the West Australian when they do their health and medicine lift out, we'll be coming up seeing immunity boosters. So the foods that you should be eating to keep you fit and healthy and strong through winter. You know, supplements, vitamins, what foods, superfoods, gut health will be up there. Mark my word, you will see that in the West Australian coming up. Steph, I would love that to be you. That could be you. And you could absolutely get national coverage with that. And a really great talkback segment as well, because the radio will also be talking about staying healthy through winter, and you can definitely jump on that, Steph, definitely. Anyone got any questions out there for me today? Because I hate feeling like I'm just banging on sometimes. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? I've covered the trends today. So just to recap, we had Syria, Trump, the bombing and the escalation around that. Chrysanthemum. Thank you, Abby. Chrysanthemum. Mum. And what's the historical around that? Get onto it. Please, Iris, get onto it. And I realise that it can be a little bit scary. I really get that. And that it can it can bring up a lot of emotions inside of us around, I'm not good enough, the media won't want to speak to me, you know, I don't have A, B, and C, D, but just give it a go. Just give it a go, because I've already seen the calls coming out for the media around Mother's Day, and it's only going to lead up. And now would be, you know, in the next week would be a really great time to get something out there around that. And we're going to see the flowers everywhere. We're going to be looking at gifts. Even your workshop, Iris, would be great as a gift for Mother's Day. That would be a beautiful little pitch to your local community newspaper in your suburb. Yeah, community newspapers are a really great place to start your media journey. Quite easy to get into when you take the local angle. So Iris, you could say, you know, local mum or local business owner runs a floristry workshop on Mother's Day or for Mother's Day. Have you thought about the gift of flower arranging for Mother's Day? That could be a nice little headline as an example. So we had Syria, Trump, sheep trade is still, the live sheep trade is still in the news a bit. Sharks in WA. Mother's Day is coming up, and the Greens looking to legalise marijuana again. So, you know, you could, Kathy Roberts, if you're listening, you could absolutely talk to that as well. As could Chad. I'll have to message Chad, although the US, you know, that's a bit different. But it's just something we're going to see more and more about in the media, is the legalisation of marijuana and the use of medicinal cannabis oil. Well, thank you for tuning in. If there's no questions, I will get off. And I hope this has made sense. If it has, give me a thumbs up. Let me know that it's making sense, that you're still there and you're not asleep. Michelle, Oz Mumpreneur, Why I Love the Life But Hate the Title. Interesting title piece. Yes, Michelle, I really I'm with you on that. Just the mumpreneur title. Thank you for the likes. Thank you. I know you're there. I know you're listening. Thank you for the feedback. That's important to me, to know that you are tuning in and not patting the dog or something. Yeah, pleasure, Wayne. Pleasure, Abby. Michelle, yeah, mumpreneur, it does irk me a bit. I think it's a bit of a play down on the word, and it's a bit of a subordinate step down. Why do we have to be a mumpreneur? Why can't we just be an entrepreneur or a female business owner? Female entrepreneur, why does it have to be a mumpreneur? I think it really, to me, it brings up ideas of business hobbies. So, hey Debbie, I'm down at the market selling candles that I make part-time. It just doesn't gel with me either. So I love that angle, Michelle, because it's controversial, because a lot of women do resonate with that title. I'm with you, I don't. So when you can see something that is really quite, hey Mark, thanks for tuning in, that's quite divisive, in that we've got people on either side going, but I really like that, but I really don't like that, and it does generate emotion. It does get us going. Like me, immediately I'm like, oh, I really don't like that title as a mum, a mumpreneur. Then know that that's going to be something that will get traction. So I'd be sending that off to the West, possibly ABC Radio, maybe 6PR. If you had quite a big story, you could try something like Today Tonight. I would be looking at some of the mums magazines out there, or the female business owner magazines as well. And it would be a great blog piece as well, Michelle. Great blog title, just to repurpose it. Michelle says, totally agree. I'll go and explore it a bit further. Thanks for the feedback. Appreciate it. Hey, Tanya. Michelle, no, this is great. This is what these videos are all about, is you getting to pick my brain a little bit, because your questions will also be questions of other people that are tuning in. And when you ask questions, it opens up conversation, obviously, but it will no doubt help other people. So controversy is great. I would definitely put something together and get it out there for sure. Tanya, has Tim done any media recently? Tanya and Tim did my workshop. Well, I went to them and presented a 2-day workshop about 18 months ago, November year before last. And they've got an awesome family business, and they are now their own PR machine. You guys are killing it. You've had so many media interviews that you've been able to generate yourselves, and taken out some absolutely ultra cool awards, which is beautiful. And I should do a video around awards for another date, another time. Well, I'm going to go. I've been talking enough. So thank you. Thanks for the question, Michelle. And I hope this has been of use. And if you'd like to share it with anyone, please feel free to tag them if you think it's relevant. If you would like to book in a free 30 minutes chat with me, you can just PM or leave a comment, but I'll also try and remember to put up my booking link to take a 30-minute chat, because that can really just open things up for you to see where the opportunities are for you and your business, and where you and your message and your story will fit in with what the media are looking for, so you can go out, share your message with those who need to hear it, and grow your business at the same time. Sounds pretty cool. All right, it's bye from me.